What's up YouTube, this is Shuttle Boy and I'm back with yet another video. Today's video we got a huge Golf Wang leak here today. Actually from Golf Fleur. We got some new sneakers that have been leaked. Tyler has been seen wearing, and we've seen them before, but this is a new colorway and this just shows that these could be on the way. So let's get right into it, guys. Alright, so a couple days ago, we got a new post from Golf Wang reporters basically showing some pictures they were given seeing Tyler wearing sneakers we've never seen before, and in a new colorway, obviously, as well. And these are the pictures right here. I'm going to have them popped up right now. And it is, you can tell, the same sneaker we saw in the past before. A couple months back, I don't remember exactly when the date was, but we saw a pair that looked very similar to the industrial Fleurs, that one colorway that's kind of like a black, it has some gray and green in it. And it looked very similar, but then we see a pair here and it looks very similar to a pair that I own, and a lot of you guys probably own, being the two-tone pink colorway. And this is a very interesting leak here because we see him wearing them, obviously, so I mean we know that these are legit, but we can see a lot more details on this sneaker than what we did in the past when it was leaked with the other colorway. One thing being, we can tell that the flower logo is in the middle here, and it's not attached like this. It doesn't have that little line on the side here. It's just the flower logo right in the smack dab middle. Another thing you can see here is the sole, like the midsole and outsole here. It looks really similar to a Puma suede if I was to compare the sneaker to anything, or a Puma basket, which is pretty much a Puma suede as well. Where it's a very thin sole, a lot closer to the fashion show shoe with a kind of a cup sole going on there, not vulcanized, it doesn't appear. And a couple other things we see here is we do see that it says Golf Fleur under the flower logo in gold, which is another interesting touch. Also, a couple other things I want to note is the tongue seems to be a lot fatter than the rest of the shoe. The rest of the shoe seems pretty thin, almost like an authentic as far as construction around the collar and maybe even up to the upper right here. But the tongue still remains about the same thickness as you see on the One Star pair here, which I think is an interesting thing that they decided to go with a thinner collar. Just a lot less padding is a little weird to me. But then we also see it has fatter laces than this pair. I don't know if they're fatter than the mono collection and past that. I know that with a lot of them, like for instance the Grinch pair, it did come with fatter laces, and it looks to be about the same size as these, I would say, but it might be different materials for the laces, might not be as thick feeling, just so substantial, which would be really nice because I would like the laces to be a little bit softer. And yeah, that's pretty much all we know from these pictures here. I mean, the colors look pretty much spot on to what the colors were on this. I pretty much see exactly those colors in this, but it's kind of flip-flopped, obviously, if you can tell. And obviously the paneling's not the same. This has a little bit more going on with it than these. This is just one mono color, and then you have a little bit of a color on the logo. But definitely an interesting sneaker. I want to know down below your guys' thoughts on these sneakers. One thing that was really in question, and I was one of the people that brought this up to a lot of people, was that could this sneaker actually be not with Converse? Could this be a sneaker that's with a different brand? Or is this independent? Could this really be the independent Golf Wang sneaker we've been waiting for? And I have to say, guys, while it did look like that was a possibility in the past, I gotta say it's most likely not gonna be the case here, because we do still see within the flower logo a star, and that pretty much is a dead giveaway that that is a Converse sneaker. Things that are made by Golf Wang or Golf Fleur, like Golf Fleur logoed stuff, when it's not made directly with Converse, it doesn't have the star in it. It doesn't have that, and I guarantee you if they were to release a sneaker by themselves independently, they would not have the star in the middle of the flower. So that's a dead giveaway that this is a Converse sneaker, because if you guys remember when the fashion show shoes were unveiled, The original design was designed with a circle in the middle, and obviously the reason why the star was changed to having a star in here for the flower was because that was their way of making it still a Converse sneaker and still looking similar to a 1 star. So that's pretty much what is going on with that there. But all in all, as far as my opinions on this sneaker that's been leaked here, and do I like them or whatnot, I do really like them, but I do have some things that I don't really like about it. I really don't like the idea of making this thinner like an authentic. Obviously for comfort reasons, this is just a lot better. Having more padding in the back is always nicer. But I don't know, I just really am not feeling that idea. I do like that the heel cup panel here sticks out a little bit more on this leaked pair than this pair. That looked really nice with the different colored paneling on there. I think that was a cool idea. And I also really love the tongue on that shoe. It just looked a lot nicer than the tongue on here. This is a very interesting direction nonetheless though. Two sneakers that I think it looks very similar to in some aspects at least is obviously, as I said, the Vans Authentic. I mean, look at the back of the sneaker. It's a lot thinner, which obviously it's not exactly the same, but it has that thinness look to it. They made the edge look a little bit more raw than these. They actually put a little bit of a cover up here for the Authentic, so it's a little bit different, but these look almost like a raw edge, which is really odd to me. But I guess that's the thing to do. It might be a little bit of a style standpoint of why they did that. And another sneaker this reminds me of, which I know I'm a little bit of bias, but I think you guys can see it, it looks kind of like my sneaker, guys. It kind of looks like the Shuttle Boy. Just as far as shape. I don't want to say the design's exactly the same, but it has a lot of similarities, obviously, with the thinner sole. Mine's obviously vulcanized here. It's not a cup sole or anything like that, but it does have the thinner sole. It does have that kind of raw back edge here that's a little bit wimpier than, say, the 1 star. It has a lot more padding in it. The shape, like I said, it just looks very similar. And then just having the subtle logo in the middle just really reminded me of it. And then having a little bit of some paneling going on the front of the toe. But it just really reminded me of this in a sense. I know they're two totally different shoes, but they have a lot of similarities. And I think it's kind of like a combination of these and this, and also has a pretty huge resemblance to the Puma suede as well. That's probably the shoe that it looks the most like of anything, but this is what I got on hand. But once again, guys, let me know down below, what do you think of this leak here? Do you want to pick these up? Is this a sneaker that you want to pick up? I'm really curious to see what the pricing is for the sneaker too, because this is a brand new model from Converse, if this was to come out. But one thing that's a little bit different from that here is that these are a lot more substantial, as we can obviously tell, with stuff like the lining, just the quality of the materials. Everything about this is a lot more substantial of a sneaker than those. Those are a little bit on the lighter side, the thinner side, more like with an Authentic. So I'm curious if the price is actually lower, which I have a hard time believing, but they gotta kind of find a way to justify why it would be more, or I mean, I guess people would be okay if it was the same price as these, so that's probably more in line with what's happening. But cost is gonna be a lot higher for making that sneaker because they've been making 1 stars for a while. They have not made a new Converse sneaker like that ever yet. So, and that's kind of why the Giano is the price it is too, because of that. But let me know down below what you guys think of these sneakers. Personally, I think I'm gonna be copying them, but we'll have to hear more information, and I'd love to hear more about what's going on with those, just official information, because this is definitely an interesting turn of events. I thought Giano was just going to be the sneaker that they were going to go with in the future, but to see another skate sneaker, probably because of the success of this one, they probably wanted to make sure they still had a sneaker similar to this one out there in the future, and maybe this is the real Golf with Fleur dose. So that's pretty much going to conclude the video, guys. Please hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video, guys, and please subscribe if you haven't already for more golf wing, more sneakers, more clothing, more Shuttle Boy. And this is Shuttle Boy, guys, and I'm out, guys. Peace. In the description box below this video and in the comments section, I will link a Google Doc with a list of simple things you can do to help further the Black Lives Matter movement. There's petitions you can sign, text messages you can send, and even a place to donate to on the document. The most important thing is that you check your privilege, you listen to what the Black community is saying to you, hear their stories and experiences, amplify their voices, vote, protest, call out your ignorant and or racist family members and friends, and be open to learning and being criticized.